Estate agents want to see me create a New Year's seller's ad campaign in real time? Give me the next 10 minutes and I'll write out this January marketing campaign for you live, which is designed to turn seller leads into paying clients, which you can easily do if you have pending sellers that you need to turn seller leads that you need to turn into clients. Now, my name is Daniel Barrows. I'm the co-founder of Estate Agent Success along with Tina, my mum, where we help independent estate agents to launch £2 and £5 ads that do 95% of the marketing and ads work for you, so you can turn more of your seller leads into clients, and if you need it, turn more homeowners in your local area into quality seller leads. Now, what I've done for today is I've asked one of my estate agent clients for some details about their next marketing launch, their next advertising method, and they've shared the details for how they're going to approach January, where they actually want to bring in a couple extra sellers. For privacy's sake, we're going to call them Bob for the duration of this call. And Bob's current goal is a successful January marketing launch with a type of discounted offer. So he's putting out a particular offer which is actually going to save them £300 on something they would usually pay for with regards to his high-level service. And what I'm going to do now is share my screen with the document involved so you and I can work on this. So I can work on this and you can watch along with me. If you give me one moment, I'm going to switch to picture-in-picture, and here you can see the document. Now, I've started down here with the marketing methods. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to explain what our estate agent Bob was originally going to do to get his seller clients in January, and then what I would change and improve, because there are a couple of black holes that many business owners, especially estate agents, don't realize that will get them a lot more clients from their ads. So, Bob is going to put out this offer in 4 ways. First, he's going to post it on social media, mainly just regular posts for now, and he's thinking about some form of paid advertising later, which we'll look into. Next is leaflets. He's going to send leaflets to certain targeted areas, likely a method of geo-farming. He's also going to place his offer in the office window so he can take advantage of his high street traffic, since he has an office on the high street. And finally, he's going to send this offer to people who he had valued in 2023. And he's going to do this via email and via phone. Now, all these methods are traditional, tried and tested things, which Bob himself said only work so much. Most of his business still comes from referrals and having boards up in particular areas, because at the end of the day, boards will breed more boards. It builds trust with your sellers as an estate agent. It's a form of social proof, right? So what I'm going to point out now is what I call the black holes in these methods of marketing and advertising, and how Bob can fix these black holes. Let's start with social media and organic posts. Now, originally, this was a very good strategy, especially if you have a lot of followers. But there are 2 things to keep in mind whenever you use social media and don't spend any money at all on it. I want you to bear with me here. The first one is that your post will only reach 2 to 3% of your followers or your following. So it will only reach 2 to 3% of your followers for any given post. And in the best cases, it may reach a couple more percent if people share it and engage with it. But at the end of the day, there's no guarantee that your post will reach enough people to make a difference. You have to be really spot on with your posts. So you have to write the right things, and you have to be consistent. So you have to be posting consistently, which is a drain on your resources and your time. I know a lot of estate agents right now are gaming Facebook and posting their posts on for free. And if you're not seeing any direct returns on your posts, there are some things you can do. But mainly, it's the fact that you're not going to be reaching all of your audience. And I know this is especially difficult for people who have paid for followers and are unable to actually get back in front of them reliably. The second thing with social media and these posts is that you don't know if your followers are just a list of people who follow your Facebook page or if they are a list of seller leads, people who are qualified and have shown an interest in your offer to sell their home. So that's what the two things I would keep in mind when it comes to organic posts. I'll get into how you can fix this in a moment, and especially estate agents with a CRM, email list, or some sort of list of seller leads can actually spend a very low cost and get many times like their return on investment. Because if you have a list of seller leads, that's what you should focus on first whenever you have an offer, and we'll get into that shortly. So, with leaflets, of course, there are a couple of things that happen. There's no guarantee that people will read your leaflets. So, obviously, there's the read percentage. It's possible that your leaflets will be sent out with other leaflets unless you pay more for them. So, obviously, there's a high cost involved to print out and send these leaflets unless you're dropping them yourself. And of course, there's no way to tell what worked or what didn't. Obviously, if you get a ton of clients coming back to you from the leaflets you just sent out, you know it's a winner. But when you're testing leaflets, you're not always going to get a flood of clients from every leaflet. In fact, many of your leaflets are going to fail and you're going to need to keep testing and testing. And when you're testing with leaflets, you're pretty much running blind because how can you tell whether the headline of a leaflet caught people's attention or drove them to put it in the recycling? How can you tell whether the copywriting of your leaflet actually drove people to see you as their estate agent or whether it's just something they skipped past and carried on with their day? With leaflets, there's no way to know. And I know with Facebook ads, and especially low cost Facebook ads, you can tell how many people actually read the headline, so they get what you're talking about, they're actually paying attention. How many people actually watch for 15 seconds, which is especially good for knowing whether you caught their attention and you've hooked them. Because it's not just where you send the message, it's how often are people reading your message? How often are people reading your ad? We're going to get into this quite a lot. For the office window, that's a great idea. Definitely put it in your office window. Take advantage of that traffic. And finally, sending the offer to previously valued sellers in 2023. This is a brilliant idea because these are some of the most likely people to become clients because they've obviously shown an interest in selling, and they would have likely either stuck on the market or hadn't prepared themselves enough to sell yet. Bob's first suggestion was to use email and phone, which is, traditional, tried and tested. How many times have we gotten annoyed by the open rate of an email in your email list, for example? Especially, it takes a lot of effort to grow a really good email list and have clients actually open your emails, pay attention to what it is you're saying. It's a struggle that I know a lot of estate agents have. And no matter how high or how good you get your email list to be, you're always going to have a percentage of people, either high or medium. You're always going to have like 50% or more people who just don't open your emails. Usually, it's 80% or above. So, how are you going to target that 80%? Yeah, you can phone them. That takes your time or one of your agents. And there's no guarantee that people will answer because when you're working in the office, people are also likely to be working or busy. So to catch these people's attention, you're probably going to have to spend time out of work calling these people. Do you really want to be doing that on New Year's Eve? Let me just fix this one dilemma really quickly. Let's say you put out a £2 per day ad on Facebook. You send this ad to people, seller leads, your CRM. You send it to your email list. You send it to sellers you've previously valued in 2023. And also people who have engaged your Facebook page, or Instagram, recently. And engagement is different to a follower because a follower just means that they occasionally get your posts, they see it in their feed. And someone who's engaged has already clicked on one of your ads or one of your posts, and you're actually getting back in front of these people and showing your ad to them again. So there's a difference between people who engage, who are more likely to be sellers, than followers who you can't really tell. So I would actually launch this £2 a day ad. If you have a smaller audience, you could even run it at £1 per day. And all you need to do is put your offer there, and that will get in front of the other 80% of people who haven't opened your emails and who you haven't had to phone. So you'll get in front of 100% of your potential clients. You'll have 5 times the possibility to take on new clients this coming January. 5 times. I should have put that in the title, but oh well. At the end of the day, this is one of the bottlenecks we always see. You have a great offer and a great audience, but you're not taking advantage of it in a way that everyone's seeing your offer. You send out emails, yes, and you call people, yes, but email has a flawed open rate, and phone takes up your time in such a way that can you afford to phone everybody? So that's what I would do. I would put out this £2 a day ad and actually have people come back to you asking for your offer, reaching out to you and booking evaluation. That's what I would do. All right. I hope you've enjoyed this live today. I'm going to stop the screen share and say ta-ta. And if you want your own ad strategy built for your estate agency, whether it's a quick January launch for 2024, whether you want something ongoing that will build you a list of thousands of qualified seller leads in months, like I've seen costs for my estate agents for 40p per lead or less, or whether you have a CRM already and you want a constant way to re-engage those potential clients, bring them back to you without you having to lift up the phone or send another email. And you can lift up the phone and send the email too. But these types of ads will nurture your clients in the background. That's all for today. I hope you have a lovely New Year's weekend.